Hello, Ollie. Hello, Augie. Hello, kitten. Hello, Eddie. Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jenn. Today I'm going to be doing another One Magazine challenge page in my Ideas Art Journal. And this is another one of the magazines that I harvested in my last magazine harvest video. So if you want to see me actually flipping through the magazine for the first time, I'll link that in the iCard as well as down below. And I always start with pulling out all the pages that I saved and just separating anything I think I want to use for a background from all the other pages. Now let's start building the background. This is the first step I like to start with. I go through those pages, I tear out all the elements I want to use, and I kind of group them around the desk in different colors or tones, and that way when I start gluing them down, I can just kind of grab and go with it. I don't like to have to think too much about it. If I start thinking too much, then there's like second guessing and just no fun to it. This is my no thought zone. I'm just having fun and putting pretty colors together and images and textures and just however they end up on the page. And I've just really liked just putting things around the page, and I just kind of grab it and I'm like, yeah, no, and just playing around with it. And I usually have a TV show on or some music or a podcast or something like that. I'm trying to think what I was watching during this one. Might have been Top Chef. They put another season of Top Chef on Hulu, I believe. And I just watched that just through as fast as I could. I get on these kicks where I want to watch all the cooking competition shows and such. You got any recommendations? Let me know. I think I've about watched them all on Netflix and Hulu. But anyway, y'all can see how the background's kind of building up there. And if you haven't tuned in to me before, I don't pay attention to what the actual image is. I turn them every which way. Sometimes I do ripped edges. I've been real fond of that over the last year or two. And sometimes I do the square edges or the clean edges with scissors. Just whatever I feel like, honestly. It ain't that deep. This is just to give me a base on the page. Kind of give us that color story starting out. And just to have fun and glue stuff down and have something pretty to look at. The background, sometimes it's hard to start for me, but once I get it started, I just have just a ball of fun with it, y'all. I like it. I ain't worried about this color ain't supposed to go with that color, and this tree's going upside down, and who cares? Ain't nobody gonna come for me. Ain't nobody gonna show up at my door and be like, you can't put that there. I mean, I would worry about them if they did, but it ain't that deep, you know. And then I had these really cool like jewelry ads in there, and I just liked adding like those gold rings, and I found those bangles there, and I just love the bright pop that added to the page. And that ended up, y'all will see as we build along, that ended up being a big part of the theme and direction I went with as well. And then I wanted to add some silver, and then this watch also had that red in the middle that kind of tied with those other red pieces on the page there. So I just stuck it on there because why not? And let's take a look at how the background's looking. I'm digging it. We got some contrasting colors, some metallics, some pretty clouds. Got a good starting point here. Now, I went through and I picked out the focal images or the cast of characters that I wanted to use. First, I had this jewelry ad. I actually fussy cut this one. It's this moon crescent-y looking pendant thing. I don't know, y'all. I buy the dollar jewelry. I don't know the terms. But I really liked it. And then this girl that's in black and white with the headband on, like the 70s style headband, I thought she would look really neat, just almost hanging on the moon there. And then we have this girl from a Gucci ad she's dressed kind of late 70s, early 80s, retro kind of Loved just the vibe she was giving off. And then this girl here, I just love. She was in this like very decadent period type dress. I don't know those historic periods, but one of those with this just dramatic makeup and all these jewels, and kind of lived for it. And then we had this model. She's holding up a sign that says "Take Me Anywhere." And I thought that was really interesting. And I don't find images very much where they have the words actually on the people. So that was pretty cool. And I decided these 4 ladies, they were going to make up our pages today. Like the way they flowed together, and why not, right? Like I said, it's not that deep. Just have fun with your journaling. And that's how they look on the page. So the next step is we're going to do the words. So I've gone ahead and gone through the magazine and the pages, and I just cut out any words that I think I might can use. And just like with the background, I set it all around the journal here so I can kind of look and pick from them and see what I can make out of it. It's almost like writing a story in reverse. Instead of you having the idea and having to make the words, you got the words and you got to figure out what the story is from those. And what I ended up choosing, and some of these I had to Frankenstein together, but at the top there, I took 3 different pieces, and it says, "Embrace the adventure over the rainbow." So we're going to be putting those 3 there. And then I wanted to add on to that "Take Me Anywhere," that sign that the girl was holding, and I found "Embark." So I added "Embark" under that. And then the girl with the dramatic makeup and pearls and all that goodness, I Frankenstein together "Reinvented Dreams." I had trouble with this one, y'all. I went back and forth with different words until I finally settled on what the story was supposed to be. And then the upper right, it's another one we kind of Frankenstein together. It says "Wake Up To the Best For You." Like, don't ever be afraid to just cut up the words. Cut words in half if they're like compound words, and use the individual words. Shoot, worst case scenario, get you a piece of paper and write some words on it, you know. And then there with the girl in the glasses, I got "Pure Genius." And then the word that becomes kind of the whole theme of it all, I have the "Golden Hour." I thought that went kind of neat with the golden jewelry and stuff there. And then at the bottom have a couple of Frankenstein together, "Buildable, Breathable Paradise." So we kind of have this theme that came together about these girls and kind of coming into their dreams and adventures that they're with, and just kind of embracing what direction they're going for, or as it says, wake up to the best for you. Not what people tell you is the best, but what's the best for you. What's your dreams, what you want to do, who you want to be. And now I thought we would just break out the old paint. So I just have this cheap matte acrylic paint. This is Apple Barrel. I think it's just called black. And I'm actually using a brush, y'all. Watch out now. Sit down. But I have this little brush, and I thought instead of just going around with Sharpie the words, I'm going to do the paint around the words. So we kind of have that really, really dry matte look on top of that really shiny magazine. So I'm just going around as carefully as possible because I am left-handed. And if I could smudge, I would. So and I'm just going around and doing an outline all around there, and I was really liking how that paint was laying down. I was just having a good old time with it. I don't know if I've ever outlined the words with paint like this, or if I have, it has been a hot minute, so why not? And then I had some paint left. I was like, you know what? I usually doodle with pen, but what if I doodle with paint? Let's just doodle. Let me put some of my, one of the few things I can draw is these curly-Q vine looking things, and I love to draw them. I think they're just so calming to draw. I don't know. Y'all know I like to doodle. And I really like the way the paint looked over the magazine like that. One thing I do like about this paint is that it dries so fast, and it is so matte. I don't really have that many troubles with it kind of crinkling up. And this is a very, very small fine point brush, so I'm not putting that much moisture on there anyway. And the magazine was completely dried under there. So all that glue and stuff was completely dried before I ever put paint on it. And now I'm just going around, I'm outlining that moon jewelry thing that I fussy cut and just filling in some of the little gaps in there. Another thing I like is when you're painting on magazine like this, now this paint dries really fast, so you gotta be careful, but if you get some on the magazine, you can kindly like wipe it off real quick because that magazine's like shiny and slick, you know, as long as it's not too much on there. I've had that and I just end up making a smudgy mess. And then I just wanted to go ahead and add a border around there and in the spine. And I actually had to take that little brush into the spine a little bit so I could really get that seam because my finger was a little bit too chubby to get on in there without really piling the paint. And I used my brush quota for the year, so I got my finger out and just decided to finger paint that. And I just like kind of the mood that it brought to the page. It made it kind of dark and gloomy. It's almost like I took all those bright, beautiful greenery and I made it like fall. Fall palette. And now I let that black completely dry. And I'm coming back with some metallic paints because I think they would really pop off and show on top of that really matte black. Now these are very shiny metallic paints. And I just opened it and got some off the lid and kind of wiped my fingers off on my piece of paper to the left there. And then almost as if I'm dry brushing with my finger, if that makes sense. And I'm just going over some of the black around the border and then just lightly touching on the little curlicue vine doohickeys that I drew. So I'm not being that precise with it. If you wanted it to only be on the vines, you'd need to probably use a brush or have thinner fingers than I do. But I was just kind of very lightly rubbing across, and that paint, where it's so dry and matte, it really kind of picked it up on those vines just in certain places. So I like the look that it had. I had to be careful though. I couldn't really rub very much because you can actually rub that paint off. So sometimes, if you're on some really, really glossy magazine, found that out. Also, another thing I found out since doing this page, this metallic paint is a little bit sticky. So I actually took, I keep like a little white tea light candle around, just for the wax. And I just kind of rubbed wax over a couple of the places that were trying to be sticky in the journal. There's a tip for you. If you got journal pages sticking together, just take like a white candle, like a tea light or a taper or just what have you. Preferably not scented so it doesn't have like that oil in it. But yeah, it makes it so it don't stick. And then because I just have to, I got a gray gel pen out and I'm just doodling like real grungily on top of that outline around the words. And I don't know if I said it, I had that gold metallic paint and then the red metallic paint that I did accents with there to kind of tie into the gold jewelry and tie into the red colors that I used. And now I'm just grunging up some more with a black gel pen because why not? And then I'm going to go ahead and outline over that Take Me Anywhere on the sign that the girl was holding because it was kind of out of focus and a little hard to see. So I'm just taking the black gel pen and writing right over it so it really pops off of there. And then I'll be dating it, and that's the finished page. Had a lot of fun with it. I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next art video. Bye, y'all.